How in layman terms can I explain to you the funnel effect? The funnel effect. In one of my videos, I showed this design. You see this design over here? This design over here is on the roulette board, and it shows up exactly, okay? Center 8, center 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 8 recreate the moon. Now, if I take 2 and 8 and reverse it, the 8 becomes 4, the 2 becomes 1, 1, 4 creates the DNA in the RD system. DNA creates 5 and 4 creates the sun. When you multiply it, it creates the 9 birth and the 20 world. Centers of 4 world, 5, 5, 5, 5. That means the center of that will be the 9 area, linking all 9s together. One corner will be 1, the center will be all 9s. 4 opposite corners will be all 1s into the new world. Now, we multiply the 5 into the next world instead of having, what was I talking about? The 5 would be the 7, and the 2 would be the 1. And that is the gateway for Mars. So now, to continue on, the 1, 4, which is half of 2 and 8, the cycle. Half of that is 5 and 2, which is Earth. If you go above 1 and 4, you get 2 and 8. If you double that again, you get 4 and 7. That's the Jesus effect, where 2, 4, 6, 8 are the center to where there's a 7th gate. Remember, 1 and 9 are on each corner. On the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see 7. Top right-hand corner, you'll just see the 3. Every time you see a 7, you'll see 4 7s. Every time you see the 3, you'll see 4 3s. One of the 3s is one of the 3s from one corner. The other 3 will connect. It'll be 9 and 3 or 7 and 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 added equals to the cube. So there's numerational equations in numbers. The numbers are absolutely perfect. The story that goes with them is the creation from design. It's the creation from design. See this? It starts in the center, goes out, goes all the way down and into the center. The passage is all over here. It takes 2, the inside and the outside of an area, to create a passage in the middle. All corners will create 3 and 1 to the inside. Playing games, right? Here's your inside 9 point. Here is the center of the next area. It took 4 over here. So there's a 4 area here, a 4 area here, and a 4 area here. Automatically, you have a 4 area here. 4, 8, 12. 4, 8, 12. 4, 8, 12. 36. This is your area in the center, comprising of 4 areas. It's not a box area. I'm going to show you what a box area looks like. Now here's a box area. In the front box, you have 1. Surrounding the 1, you have 8 areas. You have 1 of the opposite of each one, and 1 in each corner. The block areas. 1, 8. 16 goes around this. PHA, like in Philadelphia. And it spells this over here. 16. The spirit of the half-life, the 1 spirit of 8 and 9. This is the interference, known as Area 1, also Area 5. Same thing, 1 passing through 5. In this box over here, like I showed you in the other formation, this is 4, this is 12. This will represent the stripes and the 2 sides of the 7th gate, according to the rules of pool. They will create 4, 12, and then 20. 4 and 12 equals to 16. That is the purple in pool. D and L, the DL list, disabled list. They disabled us. Becomes 4 and 3 in pool, the DC world. 16, 12, 4, 20. 24, 34, 35, 36, 46, 52, Earth. 20, 32, 36, creation. This is this area over here, but the totality is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36 total. So you have these 2 areas, just like the field. You have the 5 area, a 5 and 5, the dime going for both areas, but you also have the dime package on this side. You have a dime on this side, you have a dime on this side, and the dime over the dime, leaving you the 5-10 rotation, which is represented only by the D letter because it's showing you half. When the D's are facing each other, when the duplication of the 10 yards on your side of the zone face each other, it'll create an X showing 9, 11 on your side, and when I duplicate this, D's will be facing each other. When the D touches, okay, those touching faces will create the X. Before these lines drop down showing center field of what it owns, these are all C's. Only when you split the field do we close the C gates, because now we run into a wall. See the way G starts in one set of a corner, right over here? The E world G, as it opens up into one corner, becomes BCD. And it opens up, and it opens up. These are its movements. Okay? Now, we're not going to go into this. This was group rotation. What is group rotation? The number 1, O-N-E in numbers, equals to a total of 34. Right? Now I'm going to take only the word number 1, O-N-E, Neo Anderson. Okay? And double them up. Right away when we get to C, we come to creation in Saturn. Hoover Dam. Electricity, Las Vegas, LV. 3, 4, DC worlds. 4 and 3 to the 7th gate when we reach D. 5, 6, 2, 6, 9, 6. F and C come together. But now we have man's birth. inside of the Saturn gates, the electronic gates. When we get to this number over here, this is the red sun. These two numbers automatically go together. 9 and 8 equals 17, 1 and 7 is 8. 9 and 6 equals 15, and that is Mars. 1 and 5 equals 6. 9 and 5 is 14, that is the DNA, that equals to 5. 11 and 8 come together, okay, in the center. 8, 11, 10, and 13. On the bottom side, all in black on the roulette, it's 26, 29, and 28 and 31 coming together is 59, 59 sitting on the farm. This is what it does. But the secondary effect of 1 is when you start with 1, okay? Just give me 1 second. I was looking at something. Okay, so what I'm doing over here is, because it's 1 and 8, the first number and the last number totals 9. That's why there is no 9 with all of this. There's only 1, and I'll explain it. 8 is around 1. 8 equals EIGHT is 49. Now we're going to double everything up. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. 4 and 4 is 8, 9 and 9 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9. So this will always be 18. Here we get to the gateway, 7, 8, 9. 8 and 9, 6 and 8. Communication portal. Communication. Who do we appreciate? 2 plus 4, 2 times 4. The 9 lives of the cat is who we appreciate. Because the 9 lives of the cat is right here. The cat is 1, and 8 is at its 9 lives, 25 and 50, 0.75. All this points out towards the moon birth. DC gateway to the moon birth. Cycle of 5 times 7, 3 and 5 electric company. 5 plus 7, 12 equals 47. 4 by 7 is the halfway point to the cycle of the moon. 4 times 7, 28. The 9 lives of the cat brings on the birth, 420. 6 brings you 3, 6, 9. Everything to do with 3, 3, 6, and 9, C, F, and I. I is all 9s. F is 6, 9, 6, 3, 6, 9. 1 out of 1, 1 out of 8. What it does in 1, it does 6, 9, 6. What it does over here, it does 3, 6, 9. 2 times, 1.5 times, and 1.5 times. 1.5 is the number. 1.5 times 2 equals 3. 1.5 times 4, DC, equals 6. 1.5 times 6 equals 9. And that is the only way to do this. 1.5 times 2. 1.5 times 4. Okay, 1.5 times 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay, will equal to that 9. 1.5 is Mars. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 equals to your 65. This is what I call the creation of the red sun. The reverse of this creates the high sky. 1 and 2 will create 77. 2 and 1, 1 and 2. We come down over here. Boom. 1, 5, and 9 is the exact numbers that run in these calculator. Okay, A, E, and I. 91 is for the spirit birth. 1 and 9 are exactly the same in the game of the 7th gate. They're both yellow. One is striped, one is not. Moving from one side to the other. Remember, this is the whole zone, 2 by 2. But this is a small zone. 1, 1, 1. Here it's 1, 1, 1, right? But it's 2 together, 2 together, 2 together. Over here it's 1, 1, 1 separated, 1, 1, 1 separated. Do you ever notice 5 times 2, 5 times 4, 5 times 6, 5 times 8 will bring 10, 20, 30, 40? You have no life. You have the circle of life representing Mars. But when you bring 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, I got a fly on me. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, man, those flies don't leave me alone. 1 times 5, 3 times 5, 5 times 5, 7 and 9. You get the foxhole. You get electric company. 5, you're on Earth. 3, you're on Mars. And 1, well, you're just the alpha genetic. Just an energy. Nothing more than just a birth. You notice over here the way this is bent? Because it's bent over going this way and then shooting out. It bends over and shoots out. Comes around the corner. Fits into the center over here from another world. It's like spitting out a bead of some sort. So this is how these numbers work. The last scenario I wanted to bring you, I'm going to do it really quick, is the Fibonacci. Double effect. 1, 1, 2, if you know Fibonacci. 2 to 1. 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. I want to just jump to a few numbers and show you. When I get down to, let's go over here, G. Okay, 8 and 5, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 4 and 8 represents Pluto. It also represents the same thing as C. C and H come together. C and G come together, 3 and 7. It represents the church inside Pluto. Why? Because this is 2 to 1, and 4 to 8 is 2 to 1 and 1/2. That's why. The next number is dragged on into H, where it now becomes 8 and 3 is 11. 1 and 1, it becomes 1 and 2. It re-begins C, so H and I come together inside Pluto. Ace 1, 8 is 11, represented in blackjack, add them together, it becomes 0, 4. BC world creation, creation of the codes. And then this represents the foxhole in the sun. Blackjack is the only thing that holds us, black and jack. BJ, 2 and 10, electric company, the blue balls. The blue balls, take away 2 from 10, add 2, becomes 8 and 12. And that is the T letter. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals 8 and 12. We have I, we have J, 1 and 7. That is your gateway because it's 10. 1 is related over here. All ones get 6. We now have 77. This is the Christ. There's a Jesus and there's a Christ. Separation. This is the gateway. The 4 is the link into this world. The Christ and the link. Jesus and the link of 2468. How the numbers roll, whether you're using low shoe or whether you're using numbers. The next right after J is K. Remember, J, K, both in the A family, both A's after the sound. And they're hard A's. 1 and 7, 1 and 8. 8 and 9 equals to 17 equals to 8. 5 and 5 equals to 1 equals to 7. This is the separation gateway. The same thing as the design I just showed you in the middle, right? This one over here to the ones outside, but this one's different. This gives you 4 half homes, so it's not the same thing. But we're just going to continue on and show you these numbers down here. We get further down here, okay, J, K, L, okay. Over here we get the high sky. We get the fox, and we get the high sky, 8 and 9. 72. The B world, 7 times 2, 72, 1/4 of the clock. Electric company, the foxhole in the sun, 33. Is this 33 or no, it's 35 that comes from here. 7 and 8. We're still in the gateway at birth right over here. Angel heaven in the gateway of birth. Then all of a sudden, boom, we now create the half-life. LMN, and then it's O, the half-life at the gateway. 77 and 76, the spirit is 76. 77, the separation is 1 and 6, 7. 7 and 1, 8. 7 and 8 is the separation of 510. It's a separation. Canada changed the penny. When they changed the penny, they made that relationship valid that all over Canada, the penny, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals 5. 7, 8, 9, 10 cents, 11 and 12 cents will all go to the 0 dime. Okay, otherwise it's free, right? 876, 1 spirit of the half-life. 94, boom. Uranus. 876, 21 in the cube, area, space, birth in Uranus. This is the representation Uranus, which is a connection between Pluto and Mars. Then all of a sudden R. Raish, the resident angel, 8 and 2, inside the moon, boom, DNA, Jesus comes to be born, Uranus, Raish. It says over here, the sun, inside the sun is the DNA, and the moon crossing over through 7. How do I know? Because S in the spirit, 6 blank 8 in 28. The moon, the 7th gate. Where is it? 8 and 6, 14, 1 and 4 is 5, the DNA, the IT, and the sun. 8 and 2 equals 1. 1 will be 0, 1. Add 6 equals 57. Mars connects to the moon. Connects to the moon over here, the cycle of the moon. Connects to Jesus. 47 reverses time. 47, 47 is 94 Uranus. 74 and 74 is 58. That's the he world. I can't explain it because H and E is the electronic heaven. Okay? And then you get the T. When we mark it on the other side, okay? Now, I'm not sure that I get that right. Then I get the T, and then it's U. And when we get to U, we now get 65. Okay, the F letter, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Creation of Venus, inside 15, inside Mars. You are created in Mars through Saturn. 7 times 8 equals to 56. 65 represents the 7th gate. It also represents recreation inside numbers. V, 44, standing for area space. 4 and 4 is 8, the moon. 4 times 4 is 16. And H, 8, is your phi, showing up the letter V, standing for life, inside 4 times the moon, or 1/4 representation. 4 times 2 is 8. When we come back over here, we get 19. The spirit becomes the birth at the gateway. Inside W, creation, area space, and boom, 1 and 8, right over here. Area space shows up at the bottom over here, 4 and 4. 9 and 4 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 7 and 4 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2. The day of the Son of Man, W. X, okay, X, and I'm hoping I didn't make a mistake. I marked 54 here, and I don't know why. 4 and 1 is 5, 9 and 4 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4. X, the 24th letter, brings on the sun and the spirit. The spirit comes in right over here, becomes the birth at the gateway. Continuous repetition. That's why Fibonacci brings back the next number. Y equals 64 and the sun, right? Is that possible to get the sun everywhere? We only can get 2 of them in a row. So we now get, again, the same number, 1991, my son was born, and we get the gateway. This becomes 7, this becomes 9, it becomes 7 and 9, equals 16 and 63. 63, the moon's on Jupiter, creation of 6, and 6 and 3 is 9, the birth. 3, 4, 5, 6 says love. Z brings down the cycle of the moon, 2 times 8, 2 plus 8, equals to Z, 26, to Z. The Z is the crossover. You see that line that crosses over? Creation comes through Uranus when you put in numbers. Or it's a cycle of the moon, 2 and 8, this letter, because of position of numbers or low shoe. You put it with 64, it becomes 12, becomes 3, it becomes 8. 8 and 3 is the church. 8 and 2 is 10, 6 and 4 is 10. Magic, magic. We're now at 77, and Fibonacci starts all over again as 1, 1. right to the beginning, we end at Z. The next one becomes 1 and 2, and it becomes Yah, like for Yahweh, because that's how we start right over here. Okay, 72, when the big red sun. One more thing to match on this. One more thing to match on this. I really want to show it. I really want to show it. I just hang on. And if you made it to this part of the video, this is like one of my favorite parts. When we get to the L letter, which also represents 50, remember, as we go down, A, B, 100. The minute we come here, Roman numeral said C is 100. Before any other letter, C is 100. Okay? It's not till we get to I, which looks like 1, which represents 9. It's not till we get to M, L, okay, until it says 50. It's not till we get to M as the 13th letter to where we say 1,000. After we say 50, we then say 1,000. But we start off with 100 Roman numerals. But what I'm surprised and I love is when I get to L. 5 and 9 is 14, 4 and 8 is 12. They create electric company. This creates 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 5. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 9. EI, EIO. 12, or 1 and 2 can represent a half. It can also represent 2 to 1. 14 can also represent a quarter. It can also be 4 to 1. How many quarters go into a half? 2. How many 2s go into 4? 2. See, when it's this way, right, 2 and 1 is half of what 4 to 1 is. But when it's the reverse, 2 to 1, 2 and 1 is double of what it is. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. It's been a pleasure.